maybe the way that you view friendship isn't the way that you're supposed to be receiving friendship. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla. If you have not seen my face before, welcome. If you are interested in self-development content, I highly recommend to click that subscribe button so that you never miss an upload of mine. Today we are talking about how to make friends as an introvert. I have been an introvert my whole life. I was very shy as a kid as well. I would say I'm not really shy anymore. I'm just quiet sometimes. And I'm very introverted. Introverts tend to get their energy from being by themselves and recharging and resting and spending time by themselves. And extroverts tend to source their energy from like the external, like spending time with people. Spending time with people sometimes drains me if I do it too much. That's why I'm very introverted. I love people, but I love spending time with myself more. And there are some introverts that are like me who are totally fine with being by themselves, and then there's some introverts that feel very lonely. And right now I'm gonna talk to both sides, but I want to talk to those who feel lonely, because lonely is definitely something I've felt in my life and it's a very real feeling. However, I think loneliness is very different than being alone, and I'm gonna tell you why. Loneliness feels like you have no one, you know, you're bored all the time and you just feel lonely. Like my grandma, for instance, she's always complaining that she's bored. She's always saying, oh, I have nobody to do things with. I'm so bored all the time. She's also like very ungrateful for a lot of things. She's also just old. Old people tend to like get bitter and angry because they wish that they spent their life differently. My grandma is always complaining that she's bored and lonely, and it is very sad. However, I can tell very clearly that she hasn't really developed a strong relationship with herself. That being said, before you enter any friendship, it is very important to start to build that connection with yourself and build a relationship with yourself first. Now, I am going to get into some practical tips of how you can actually make friends as an introvert, but it is important to note that you need to be okay with being alone. The reason for this is because if you're not okay with being alone, you will be constantly chasing people that are not meant to be in your life, and the energy is not meshing. It's just people that you want to be friends with, and someone that you want to be friends with might not necessarily be the friend that you need in your life. I have tons of examples of this in my life where I chased somebody and I really wanted to be friends with them, and then I was friends with them and I was like, well, this isn't what I thought it would be like, and they were not a good match for me, so to speak. So I think that in this process of building a relationship with yourself, I highly recommend to go on solo dates. Do the same exact thing with yourself that you would do with somebody else. This is also going to put you in the position to meet new people and be around people, and also develop that connection to yourself of what do you like to do? What do you not like to do? I'm actually in this like Facebook group on Facebook, and it's a Facebook group where like a bunch of girls in Orlando are trying to make friends, right? And I noticed myself at first when I posted in this Facebook group, I noticed myself wanting to be friends with somebody, but I could tell that they liked to party and they liked to go out and they liked to drink. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just not what I like to do. If I like to go out, it's like a hookah lounge, and that's like the max, or just like a bar with my husband, or like a classy high-rise building bar type situation. I do not like to go to trashy clubs. That's just not who I am. I'm sorry to say it. I just don't like it. I used to. Been there, done that. Not for me anymore. I don't like to go and get hammered every weekend. I don't like to be loud on the weekends. That life is not for me. And I noticed a lot of girls in this group, like I could tell that that's what they liked. They would say, oh, like who wants to go to the club this weekend and this and that. And I would want to be friends with them, but I would not want to go to the club. So knowing your boundaries and knowing what you don't want to do, if you do not like to go to the club and you do not like to do those specific things, most likely you are probably not going to vibe with somebody who goes out every single weekend. You probably are not going to align with that type of person. So it is important to be very picky with the people in your life, because if you care about you, you are going to care about the people who are around you. I will be honest, I have very, very few people in my life, and a lot of the people that are friends with me don't even live in the same state. I'll be honest, because I've met them while traveling, I've met them at different retreats, I've met them in college, I've met different people at different points in my life, and I've also moved around a lot. I literally only have one close friend in Orlando, and I met him through my husband. When I tell you I am a extreme introvert, I am in my house all the time and I am totally okay with it. And it's not like in an unhealthy way. I want to be by myself. I love being by myself. I love spending time with myself, and I'm gonna go on solo dates by myself because that's what I wanna do, and I'm not gonna feel awkward about it because that's what I like. And also, if people judge you for being on a solo date, that is their problem and not yours. Like, I don't know, I've never judged anybody for being by themselves at a restaurant. Ever. I don't even know if that's a thing. I hear of people getting worried that they're gonna be judged for it, and I'm just like, I have never thought anything of it when somebody was sitting alone at a restaurant. I just wanted to make this point clear that it is important to develop a relationship with yourself first, because the relationship with yourself is going to be what attracts the other people around you and the standards that you set for other people around you as well. I say this to say that you are not going to like everybody, and not everybody is going to like you, and that is completely normal. It is okay to not like somebody, and it is okay for somebody not to like you. Don't take it personally. It's just is what it is, and people vibe differently. It's not a big deal. Also, don't be afraid of rejection either. If you do like go up to somebody and you want to hang out and they don't, it's okay. Most likely they'll probably say yes. It's okay if somebody just doesn't want to hang out with you. Don't take it personally. That's just more time for you to spend by yourself because you're an introvert and you like spending time by yourself. So enjoy spending time with yourself, because that is the most important relationship, is the relationship to yourself. I just wanted to clarify that before I get into more practical tips. One of the ways that I have, I don't want to say made friends, but made connections, and I can see myself being friends with them in the future, is I use this app called Classpass. And this is not sponsored. I just really love it because it gets me out of the house and it gets me into a class setting, and being in a class motivates me more to like work out or something, because sometimes I just can't get myself to do it by myself. I like being around people, but sometimes I just don't like talking to people. It's not that I don't like talking to people, it's just that like I'm introverted. So I like to go to yoga through Classpass. I've gone to trampoline classes through Classpass. I have gone to cycling through Classpass. I have also gotten a massage through Classpass. With Classpass, it's pretty much an app that gives you access to a bunch of different studios in your area, like workout studios or wellness studios, and just honestly like so many different things, and you pay with credit. So like, say you pay, I think there's a plan for like, I don't know, there's like $20 something to like $100 something, I think. I'm like somewhere in the middle, but you pay monthly for a bunch of credits that you can use at multiple studios, rather than going to one studio and only staying at that studio and only going to that studio and having a membership there. You can go to multiple. I do have a link to this app where you can actually get credits for free and you can go take classes for free. So I'll leave that link down below if you're interested. I wanted to mention this because I typically do not go up to people. I will if I really feel a strong connection to somebody, but I typically don't go up to people. And I think a couple weeks ago, I was walking out of the yoga studio I go to, and this girl started talking to me, and honestly, like, we vibed, and I could tell that like there might be a friendship in the future there. But had she not come up to me, I would not have probably talked to her or talked to anybody. It's just not what I do, and I'm okay with that. But the reason why she came up to me was my energy. If she did not feel a connection, if she did not feel like talking to me, she wouldn't have. My energy was open to being talked to. I looked approachable. If you do not look approachable, people will not come up to you. I like to make friends this way, of them coming up to me, because I see that as God making someone's way into my life that needs to be in my life. I really don't like going chasing after people unless I really feel a strong pull, because I just like things to be what they're meant to be. I see that as God's way of literally just putting people in my life. If they want to come up to me and talk to me, that's how I'm willing to make friends. This girl was talking to me, and you know, we both love yoga, and I got her Instagram, and honestly, I'll probably hang out with her at some point. Yeah, that's like one way you can make friends, is just by like literally just being approachable, going to classes and putting yourself out there so people will come up to you, because you're not going to make friends sitting inside of your home. That's not gonna work. I mean, unless you like go on Bumble or something, I guess that's a way. I've never made friends off of Bumble before. Actually, what's really funny is this girl that I met on Facebook, she was in a Facebook group for the Orlando girls, and I'm actually going to a yoga class with her this week. I'm actually going to meet up with her this week for the first time. So it is very possible to meet people online, but online, I would say normally you should be the one to like put your foot forward and say, hey, I want to hang out with you, because a lot of times, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen because people just either don't reply or don't message you. Or there might be people that are like me who are very introverted and, you know, don't really like to talk to people very much, but they want to be friends with you. So online, I recommend to send messages to people saying, hey, we should hang out. What happened in this case scenario with this girl is it happened naturally. So we followed each other on Instagram. We're both into like very spiritual stuff. And I just like followed her on Instagram, engaged with her content and sent her messages here and there. And then eventually like we ended up hanging out, and that happened in a very natural way. This is the way that I do it, but I let people come to me. I let the universe show me who is supposed to be in my life. Another way that I have made friends is by going to retreats. So last year I went to 2 ayahuasca retreats in Costa Rica, and I also went to a Sedona retreat in Arizona. These were all wellness related, so definitely something that I love and that I can connect with people on a deeper level. I feel like when I'm in those settings, it's so much easier for me to talk to people. I almost become extroverted because of the energy and because I like what's being talked about. I have something to talk about with these people, rather than if you just go to a restaurant. Like, you don't go up to someone in a restaurant usually, you know? So putting yourself in situations like a retreat or going to a class like yoga, if that's something you're interested in, just do things that you love to do and you will naturally make friends. Don't do it with the intention to make friends. Do it with the intention to develop a relationship with yourself, because making friends is the side effect to that. It will naturally happen. There's tons of different ways that I could tell you about how to go up to a person or how to talk to a person, and I guess that could be a completely different video because that is an entirely different skill set. But what I kind of wanted to focus on in this video is just embodying your own energy and attracting people into your life that resonate with you, because if you're out here constantly chasing people, those people might not be meant to be in your life. Just allowing things to unfold in the way that they're unfolding and trusting the process and trusting that you will have people in your life can be really helpful. And the way I did this was just literally being okay with being alone. Last year, I had like no friends in my area at all. I didn't go out. I stayed in the house all the time. I was constantly working on myself. Now this year, and now like for the last year with traveling and stuff, even just having an open mind, because I know you might want friends in your area, which totally makes sense, and I totally agree that it is so much fun to have friends in your area, especially as adults. Like, we can go travel, we can go do things, and I know that might sound very privileged, but I'm here to tell you that like to travel, it does not cost that much. Just save up your money. Like, I'm telling you, it really does not cost that much to travel, especially to Costa Rica. Costa Rica, I mean, it was expensive for me because I went to a retreat, but had I not gone to the retreat, it would have costed me like so little, because the US dollar is so much bigger than the, how do you say it? I think their money's called colones or something. I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyways, getting off track here. It's not that expensive to travel, and if you go to retreats can be expensive, but it is really worth the investment in yourself and also the friendships that you make along the way, because I actually don't know how many friends I've made last year, but I made a lot. Like, I made a lot of friends that I still talk to this day, that I message all the time, that I talk to on the phone all the time. And I'm just so grateful, because had I not gone to these retreats, had I not gone to these events, I would have never met these people. Maybe I would have, maybe we would have crossed paths eventually. They all live in different states, in different areas. Like, someone lives in Texas, someone lives in New York, and like trust in divine timing. Your friends will come, you will have a bunch of friends. Just keep an open mind. Maybe the way that you view friendship isn't the way that you're supposed to be receiving friendship. I remember I used to really want a group of girlfriends, and maybe that will happen eventually, but I have developed such strong connections to my individual friends. I noticed that like sometimes it's better that way because then there's really no drama. Like I used to like have a group of friends in high school and there was so much drama, and now that I'm an adult, I realize the importance of individual friendships because you can really dive deep with a person and you can literally get to know them on a more intimate level than you would with a group of girlfriends just going to brunch every Saturday. Yeah, surface level friendships serve a purpose, I guess, but that's just not what I like. I'm very introverted. I'm a very deep person. I like to form very deep connections. Even if it means having a smaller amount of friends, I'm willing to do that because I know that my friends are real friends, and I know that my friends love me and care about me as much as I do about myself as well. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to see more of my videos. And I'm wishing you all the best of luck in finding your bestie's bestie, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!